Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your student progress report to keep track of how much time you've spent on Math Navigator or any other classroom. So once you log in, you need to find the class that you're interested in. So I'm enrolled in a bunch of classes. It's okay if you're only enrolled in one or two. So the class I'm interested in is called Nav Math Training. And to get to our student reports, you need to click on the learning journey icon, and that looks like 3 lines. So I'm going to do that. And that brings me to my learning journey. Now, hopefully you've seen this page before. It keeps track of what you've done and what you have left to work on. So you can see scores and different things that you've worked on and how much time you've spent. So to keep track of how much time you're spending every week or every month, you can click on this progress report at the top of the page. So let's do that and talk about what we see. So today is February 1st, and I can see in my summary here, I've mastered 2 competencies. I have 1 in progress. Here's my total time spent and my average score. So let's take a closer look. The 2 competencies I've mastered, here they are. It's 8G4, I got a 100%, and 8G5, I got an 80%. The competency in progress is this one right here. I got a 20%. Now, in progress means you've started it and haven't submitted it, or it means you've submitted it but you haven't mastered it, or you score less than 80%. So I mastered 2, and this one right over here is in progress because I haven't scored an 80% yet, and I can try again to master it later. I also see my total time spent. So if I add up all these times, I'll get 5 minutes and 23 seconds. And if I average together all the attempts on the checks for understanding I took so far today, I would have a 67%. So if you look at each individual lesson here, I can see I worked on 3 lessons, 8G4, 8G5, and 8G6. Each lesson has 2 parts, which you probably know by now just from working. It has a CFU, or a check for understanding, and that's where the score comes from. Those are those questions you answer to show whether you understand the material or not. The other part of the lesson is called a collection, and that's the videos and simulations and interactive sites that you look at before your questions to make sure you have a chance to review the material. So there's no score associated with the collections because it just measures the time you've spent. You're not answering any assessment questions, so there's no score that results from it. So each lesson has those 2 parts, the check for understanding with a score, and that measures how many competencies you master, and the collection, which is the videos and other resources you can use to help better understand the material. So if your teachers ask you to spend 20 minutes a week or 30 minutes a week, you can keep track of this using this progress report. Up at the top of the progress report, we see the date. If you click on the calendar icon, you can select a week at a time. So if I wanted to look at last month, January, and I want to look at how much time I spent on my class Math Navigator in that last week of January, I could click. And now it's showing me the last week of January. So it looks like I didn't spend any time. If I want to look at the entire month of, let's say, January 2020, I can do that. And here's what I did. So you can always access your report on your Learning Journey tab. It says Progress Report, and it'll update as you work. So as I work today and I work on mastering more competencies and I spend more time, these numbers will increase as I continue to work.